Hi, I thought I would take a minute and do a little bit more in-depth introduction to who I am and what I think this channel will be. Like I said in my short video that I am 71 years old and I am a widow. My husband passed away 7 years ago this August. And when he left, we had just bought our home, which was, we've had it about 3 years, but it was our dream home. We had our 3-bedroom part of the house, and then we had these other bonus rooms that were our studios. I'm an artist, so I had my art studio, and then right next to that was his music studio. He was a drummer and a composer. And then we had this big family room, plus our 3-bedroom regular part of our house. So when he died, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. How was I going to stay in this house? I didn't think I could afford to do it by myself. We had published a tourism magazine, and it was just the two of us. He sold the ads. It was all ad supported. So he sold the advertising, I created the ads and the magazine, and then he did all the distribution and I did the billing. So it was a perfect 2-person operation. We worked really well together. We made a really good team. And then he died suddenly without any warning. It was totally unexpected. And I wasn't really sure what to do. It was right before COVID. It was like 2019. So we had published our magazine once a year, and we had just published in May, and he died in August. So I was stuck with like 100,000 copies of this magazine because it was a yearly publication. So he would distribute. We had a large territory, so he had segments that he would distribute. So I had to figure out a way to do that. I had a dear friend who helped me with a lot of that. And then COVID happened. And then it was like, well, not doing that. So fortunately, about the same time COVID happened, I was eligible for Social Security. So I was able to at least have some income. I still had some from our business, but not a lot. You know, our business supported us, but it didn't allow us to save really much of anything. So in that time, I have 4 boys. My oldest passed away on a motorcycle about 21 years ago. So, but we'll talk about that another time. My other 3 boys are, well, one just turned 40, the other one just turned 34, and I have a almost 32-year-old. So, I can't believe that. So my 34-year-old son messaged me, and he said that he and his family would be willing to move in with me if that would help me. And I thought, because I have this other rooms, and it would work. But I was thinking, oh God, do I really want to have kids again? I wasn't sure. But I finally thought, everybody's saying, well, don't do anything rash. Don't sell your house. Wait a year before you do anything after something, a catastrophe like your husband dying, that kind of thing. So I said, okay, let's try it. So they moved in, and I have to say it's been the best thing I could have done for myself. My house has life in it, and those little boys, I get to see them every single day, and I had no idea that I would love it this much. They were, at the time, they had 2 kids. They're both boys. One was 3 and the other one was 7 months. And then they've since had another one. So they have a 9-year-old now, almost 7, and an almost 4-year-old. And they are like my buddies. I just love having them here. And if they moved, I would be really sad. I'd really miss them. So that was kind of the silver lining of my husband dying, was I got to have them in my life, which has been good. There are times when it's like, but most of the time it's wonderful. Okay, what else about me? I'm an artist. I paint. I started doing stained glass mosaics about 20 years ago and gave that up right around when COVID happened. I was really getting tired of cutting glass and My hands were sore, and then it takes too long to get to the end. It's like, the older you get, the more time is kind of important, kind of valuable. And I just got tired of waiting to see the finished product. So I stumbled on this lady who was doing abstract painting, and I went, oh my God, that's the thing for me. So I started pursuing that, and I've sold some paintings, and it's actually been so much fun. And then I recently started doing watercolor, which is amazing too. I'm sorry you're hearing my birds in the background. My microphone cut out, so I have to listen to my birdies. What else? So that's my art stuff. I also have a theater company with my friend. She and I started our own thing. I've been doing theater for 22 years now, and in my little community that I live in. And so we decided 13 years ago, let's just do our own thing. So we've been very successful. We only do comedy because we got left drama in real life. So that's been fun. It's been a lot of work. We didn't really think through how much more work it is when you're the one doing it. But it's been really rewarding, and it feels really good to accomplish that. We have quite a following now. People are, when's your next show? When's your next show? They love us. And I've taught myself, my husband had a Yamaha digital piano in his studio. And so I've moved that into my living room, and I've taught myself to play piano, and I'm having fun with that. I play ukulele, I play a little bit of guitar, not so much lately. I sing. And those are the kind of things that I'm interested in. I have pets. I have 2 cats. One of them is sleeping right there. That's Poppy. And then her brother, Milo, is on the floor. He's all black with a couple of white spots. They both meow a lot. So I have an African gray parrot who meows now because they meow at me, and then I meow at them, and then he meows at all of us. It's pretty funny. And someday I'll post a video of that if I can ever get him to do it when I have the camera on. And then I have a green cheek conure, Jojo, and he is 12. And I have 2 parakeets, Tallulah and Charlie, and a Rosie Bork parakeet who is named Cassidy, and he's 12 also. So that's my little family here. But I will at some point show you my living arrangement, because it's not a typical living arrangement. I've made it very livable. So it works out great. And then the kids live on the other side of this room. There's the 3-bedroom house part. So my kids and his family live there. I share a bathroom with the little boys, which is challenging. You gotta look before you sit. And it works out great because if they want to go out, I'm usually here. So I watch the kids, and then they're here if I need to travel somewhere, which is rare, but they can take care of my pets. Well, I have another channel. It's called My Ugly Paintings and Random Musings. And I started it because I really wanted to encourage people to paint or be creative, play with color. Color is so therapeutic. It really is therapeutic for me. So I wanted to be sure to encourage people to spend time creating something, color with crayons or whatever. Just do something creative and be in the moment instead of doom scrolling and thinking about all the crap that's going on that we have no control over. So that was my intention. Only I realized most of my videos ended up being this type of video where I'm talking to the camera, I'm sharing my thoughts, and so it wasn't fitting any niche. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just start one that is just this and see where it goes. I want to be somebody that shares information that might be helpful. I have a lot of thoughts. I think a lot. I spend a lot of time. I'm alone 99% of the time. And I spend a lot of time thinking and reading and watching and learning and doing. And I want to share some of that stuff with everybody. So I hope that you'll come along with me, and we can grow together and learn from each other. Share your thoughts, share your ideas. I want to learn too. if you're alone and you're feeling lonely, I want to be the one that you come listen to. We can share, we can hold each other up. Let's build a community, because that's all we have, you know. We need to support each other in this time, because a lot of stuff's happening that we don't have any control over, and we might as well try to find a way to get along and help each other out. So I'm going to try to share as many things as I can, as I think of. I have a lot of videos on my other channel that I may share here because they may be relevant, and I hope I can share something that will help you out. That's really my goal. So I hope that you'll subscribe and come along for the ride. Let's have some fun together. Grab a cup of coffee. Let's just do it. Please leave a comment of anything that you think you might want to know about or talk about. I mean, I don't know if I know anything about it, but let's go. Let's just have some fun. Okay. Hope you're having a great day, and we'll talk soon.